44 pounds of buttercream, 20 hours, and a freaking pipe dream to get ready for this pop-up. It took everything in me to get myself out of bed and get the day going. The first task of the day was sitting down to write out the rest of my to-do list for this week. And this is where the first thing went wrong, okay? None of my packaging came in for my Valentine's Day pop-up. So my assistant and I spent some time doing some damage control and coming up with a plan, which I'll show you later. And today is all about finishing products, okay? So I put Dottie away because I'm not baking anymore, thank freaking goodness. I got out all of my buttercream to come up to room temperature, and then I started making some Rice Krispie treats. And I'm making a lot of these, which was not the original plan. My original plan was to have hundreds of macarons to sell at my pop-up, but as we know, Arthur decided to crap out on me, and all of the macarons came out fully burnt on the bottom and completely raw in the middle, so they weren't tasty or safe for consumption. So instead I was like, you know what, my Rice Krispie treats, they used to be one of my most popular items, but I stopped selling them because they're pretty expensive to make. Literally just to make one tray, it cost me $44, so it doesn't feel like it's worth it, but I needed stuff to sell because I never know if people are actually going to show up, but if they did, I didn't want them to leave empty-handed. So I made 4 double batches, 8 batches in total to fill all of these giant sheet pans. And I did my vanilla Fruity Pebbles flavor. It is so delicious. They are to die for. And let me tell you what, I don't need to work out my right arm for the next 2 months. Stirring these things is so painful. I like to top my Rice Krispie treats with white chocolate and then a homemade sprinkle blend, some edible glitter all over the top, and I think they look super cute. Usually I would add a little design on top, but I just did not have the time because I was racing against the clock. I got all of my chocolate melted. I did some of them white, some of them pink. And a very underrated skill, I swear people don't know this, but doing like perfect little waves, and also so satisfying, but doing perfect little waves in chocolate or frosting, it's an art. I swear, like messy, beautiful things are hard to achieve, but I think I did a great job. I sat down for a quick Jersey Mike's lunch break. Jersey Mike's and Cheetos is an elite combination, I swear, so good. At this point, I put the Rice Krispie treats to the side to set and cool. And then it was time to start prepping all of my stuff to fill all of my cake jars, okay? So I got some brown sugar simple syrup going. I started re-whipping all of my buttercream. And we're starting with the vanilla cake jars, okay? So I'm doing 100 vanilla cake jars, 100 chocolate cake jars, and then I'm also going to do scrap jars with any scraps that I have left over. My assistant washed and dried all of these jars before we started filling them. We did a few rounds and had a system where she was cutting out all the circles and I was filling the jars. And then we made scrap jars, which I really like because it's low waste. So I crumbled all of the cake, added some vanilla buttercream, some jam in there, and then you have scrap jars, which are so good. We cleaned and reset the kitchen and started on the Death by Chocolate cake jars. And then I needed a break from the jars, so I reset the kitchen and then got out my Rice Krispie treats so I could start measuring and cutting out these slabs. I did slabs this time to save on time and to save on packaging. Got those all cut out, packaged, put them to the side, and then got the macarons out to make the first sample box so we could copy it for boxing all the rest of the macarons. We did 2 rounds of this. Here's the boxes for the first round. They look so beautiful. We got them all boxed up, and then I wrapped them in saran wrap and put them in the fridge overnight so that they wouldn't dry out or get all crusty, dusty, and gross. And then I had to fill all of my little mini heart cakes. Now, as I mentioned before, the packaging didn't come in, so I didn't get the clear boxes I was going to originally use for these. So to make up for not having a cute box, I gave them an extra layer of cake. I went back to the chocolate jars, made all the scrap jars, and then my jar toppers didn't come in, so my assistant went to Joann's, cut out a million little squares for me. She's amazing. Then I decided I did not have it in me to decorate these cakes tonight, so I was going to wake up early the next morning, so I wrapped them, put them in the fridge, reset my kitchen, and I needed to go to sleep. So I went to sleep. I'll see you later for the final part of the series. Okay, love you, bye!